Hey everybody, good morning, good day, how are you doing? I just want to show you a little bit of update on my fruitiness that's going on. My fruit feast, my fruit fast, made from fruits and juices. This is day 7 and I'm going to eat some papaya right now. I'm going to eat a whole papaya, it's delicious. Here's my herbal tea. I've already had some of this. I had around 3 cupfuls or more today, 3.5 cupfuls of herbal kidney tea to help my kidneys to work properly and to get rid of any lymphatic waste that's coming from my whole gigantic lymphatic system. I have been seeing some more sediment, just a little bit. Usually in the first few days I didn't really maybe see any. I was maybe seeing just a little bit or two first thing in the morning, 1 to 2 little pieces in my urine. Then now today, for example, I am seeing in my first urine I checked some sediment, my second and third urine, maybe my fourth urine. So now I'm seeing it throughout the day, whereas before I wasn't even seeing it throughout the day. I was only seeing it after my sleep at night time, first thing in the morning. Here's my apples, my oranges, my mandarins, lemons, and prickly pears and some cherimoya. Here's some delicious cherimoya, Dan McDonald's favourite fruit. They're pretty nice little things there. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Today I had for first thing in the morning today I had 3 lemons squeezed into 3 glasses of warm water. So it's 3 to 3.5 glasses of warm water with the juice of 3 lemons. This is very strong, astringent, really pulls your lymph, gets your lymph more flowing, more viscous, more liquidier, so it's not so blocked and it starts to flow properly to your kidneys and not to be so blocked in certain lymphatic vessels. So lemons are the strongest, lemon juice. Apples, juices of apples, and apples very, very powerful to do like a fruit fast on, like for a couple of days, nothing but whatever. You don't have to be totally all or nothing. It's not an all or nothing scenario. For example, I already mentioned in another video I had some bananas. The sweet fruits are not as strong as the acid and subacid fruits, like stuff like apples, grapes, lemons. These are, I guess these are sweet fruits. These might slow it down a little bit. I don't know. Whatever. They're okay. It's not all or nothing. I'm making progress. I'm getting there. I'm having more lemons these days. I'm stepping up the lemons. Lemons are so strong. I want to get my lymph flowing properly. So I'm having more lemons. Maybe I want to have between 6 and 9 lemons a day. 3 at a time in 3 glasses to 3.5 glasses of water. Just to let you know, it's cold here in Ireland. Everything I am juicing, I warm up in the pot. See, I just use this pot and this ring. I just warm it up. It's a fantastic thing to do, and I recommend this to all the raw foodists. Alright, that's a little bit of a silly label almost. But for anyone who is eating raw food and they're a bit cold, maybe, or if it's winter time. Some people say, hey, I'm really interested in raw food, but it's cold or winter. If you're having an apple or an orange and the weather is cold, the water in the piece of fruit is going to be cold too. So I highly recommend possibly even warming up your fruit in a pot. Like let's say use a bigger pot like this. This is Sally's soup. Oh, it's my soup. Not really. But I wouldn't mind if I had some soup, but I'm not gonna because I choose not to at the moment. Yeah, just like chop up, like when I make blended bananas, for example, I use my lovely Blendtec blender, awesome blender. I do it on small power. I usually warm up the water and the broken up bananas in my pot first. So I use this pot with around 5-6 bananas in it, and I warm it all up. Then I blend it. Because the blender is a little bit cold, I usually put it back into the pot, warm it up a little bit more. It's nice and warm, it's delicious, and I eat it with a spoon from the pot, and the pot keeps it warm too. And at the same time, the bottom of the pot, which is metal, is warmer than the contents of the pot, and I use it to warm my hands. So it's very important not to stress your body with cold foods. You want to eat foods that are close to your body, your room temperature. So warm room temperature is if you're like in a warm, sunny, tropical, possibly climate. So I have a hot water bottle over there. So I use this hot water bottle. I don't use much central heating, to be honest, because It gives me a blocked nose, like all the dust. I have an allergy or whatever to dust. I have lymphatic congestion in my head. I've had eye strain for the last like 10 years. I basically live in an ongoing state of managing my eye strain, so I just don't stare at something for too long, like the computer. And I see fine the computer and close things, so I don't need to use glasses for the computer or for books or for telly, but I do because it definitely highly reduces the eye strain for some reason. But years and years ago, I just wrecked my eyes. Like I kept doing mad stuff. That's kind of like almost a different story, but yeah, I kept getting headaches from like just staring at the computer for like hours and hours every day, and telly. I kept staring at the computer, like just playing games like all day, because I got physically sick. You might have heard in a previous video, I totally crashed my adrenals in my body. Like I just beat it to the ground over and over and over and over again. And every time at the beginning, for being extremely fit when I overtrained, the minute I got a little bit of vitality or energy back, I'd go out running to the very last step, talking about bashing myself to the ground. I'd feel like off, nauseous, even sick, tired, weak, twitching quad muscles, spasming. Even other parts of my body were spasming. Then I'd go out and run to the very last step for 20 minutes or more. 40 minutes. Crazy. So that just totally destroyed my adrenals and other stuff in my body. So I've been like not the very wellest for 10 years. But after switching to nearly all raw foods around 4.5 years ago, I got a tremendous amount of like relief and energy and got a lot of my life back. But I still have issues with my body, and the herbs are definitely helping. The herbs are so strong. I can't emphasize enough the power of herbs. Like, who is it? In the very famous 80-10-10 book by Doug Graham, he doesn't necessarily recommend supplements. He doesn't really recommend supplements or herbs. He basically just recommends a high fruit diet with green leafy vegetables and moderate amount of nuts and seeds. But that said, I know some people who know him, and I hear he has a dehydrator, and maybe his partner uses it, and maybe he uses it sometimes. He doesn't generally recommend dehydrated foods for optimal health. That said, I hear he's a little bit flexible. Could be wrong, so no need to. This is just what I've heard. I think he's missing the power of herbs for sure. Like Dr. Morse, for example, he's had a healing clinic for 40 years. He's a detoxification specialist, a herbalist specialist, a iridologist specialist. He says loads of raw food has come into him. Plenty of people who've been doing water fasts, juice feasts, without the herbs. They're just still sick. They still have problems. They could have been born with problems in the first place. Actually, we have. Nearly all of us have been born with weak kidneys and adrenals and weak lymphatic systems, Dr. Moore says. He sees it, and he's seen it for 40 years. Many people who are his students and who followed him on YouTube, they've tried juice feasting with just fruits, the most powerful astringent foods to get your things moving. They and him, they see the difference with just fruits and with fruits and herbs. The difference with herbs is phenomenal, a very big difference. So I'm just so happy that I have herbs. So go and see a herbalist, get an iridologist, and get on the herbs for what you need. Get your adrenals going, because they control your kidneys. Vitally important. So back to the fruit. I'm loving this. I'm feeling ridiculously, sensationally good. I just feel so good. I know it's great. I love feeling so good. I know I'm making such progress. Sometimes I feel a little bit of like in the head, as if something's being moved. Like I hear other people say this too, who have congestion. For example, for years now I haven't had. I'm guessing for years I haven't had like sediment in my urine. I've looked recently and I hadn't. I looked a few weeks ago and I hadn't. So it's only now it's starting to move. But if you don't exit your metabolic cellular waste through your kidneys, what's going to happen is the body's very clever. This metabolic and acidic waste isn't good for us. So the body's going to try and like protect us from it damaging us. It'll put it in little pockets and bags. It'll collect it in little pockets for us, so it won't be damaging like important parts of our body. They call them cysts, tumors, polyps. I think polyps, cysts, tumours. Maybe like spots. It'll try and protect us from them damaging us. Also, it'll try and raid the waste through our skin. Our skin is our third kidney. We have 2 kidneys and we have 2 adrenal glands. The 2 adrenal glands are above the kidneys, but also our skin acts as our third kidney. So for me, for example, I'd get like dry skin around my ears. In my ears, like a lot of dry skin, you know, and even like dandruff, dry skin. Like it would just every now and again, like maybe once, twice, 3 times, once a week. I'm always like massaging my scalp nowadays because I have like loose, dry skin, and like Dr. Morse says, this is also lymph exiting through your skin. So I'm kind of happy it's coming through my head. And I also have lymphatic problems in my face. I know it because I have like sinus and breathing issues, and I also have eye issues. So obviously I've waste and drainage and issues up there, lymphatic constipation, and the lymph is coming up through my head. So it's good for me. I'm happy that I'm getting like stuff out through my head, because other people are getting stuff like acids and waste out through the skin in the form of painful, not so nice looking acne, psoriasis, eczema. So if you want to do this, just keep learning from videos from myself, Dr. Morse especially. Check out Dan MacDonald. He's very inspirational and a beautiful, lovely man. Same with Dr. Morse. They're both beautiful, lovely, spiritual people. Educate and get yourself inspired. And go and see a herbalist and iridologist, or else you can make an appointment, phone consultation with Dr. Morse, or if you live in America, you can even visit him. I'm not exactly sure where his clinic is, but you can make a phone consultation if you want to get your eyes tested. He's just the best iridologist that I know of. He's like writing the book, extending the book on it that his mentor wrote a lot of it himself. And get yourself fixed up, you know, no matter what your problem is, like you can get yourself fixed up. It's just so important to get the acids out of your body. You want to get yourself alkaline and get yourself removing your waste. Get yourself on a diet which isn't full of like waste, processed foods, acidic foods. You see, if you are removing your waste from your lymphatic system, from eating, for example, if you are seeing a lot of sediment, that's good. You're removing stuff from what you eat. You're removing the acids, and like if you're eating, like let's say, not the best diet, if you don't have a lot of sediment in your urine, that's like inside of you and it's not getting released properly. It'll be being stored. The acids will be chewing on your cells. Then you'll get like, because to counteract the acids, your body will like pull calcium from your bones, and you'll get like stuff like osteoporosis, and you'll get like calcium deficiency problems such as hernia, which is like weak connective tissue. What else? You get like stuff like spider veins. Not good. You might even get like edema, like water retention, which is to dilute the acids. All sorts of skin problems. Nearly everything can be tied back to acid problems. Sometimes we have certain deficiencies too. Not saying that. So I'm not saying that's not an issue too. So yeah, feel welcome to ask any questions. It just feels so good to feel so good, and I hope you feel the best too. It's very good for your mood and spirituality and joy to have a nourished body, and start to get the engine, start to get the mechanics of the body simply working in its most simple sense, you know. And check out your urine, see if you have sediment. You should see like small mucus strands and sediment. This is like the breakthrough that everyone with Dr. Morse is looking for. You want to fix your kidneys, adrenals, get your lymph flow. You do that with fruit fasting and feasting and herbs. Greens aren't as strong at all, they'll slow it down. It's okay to slow it down a little bit if you want, no problem there. But there you go. So thanks for watching, and wish you health, peace, love, joy, happiness, awareness, and a happy journey, an expanding, changing journey through life for you. And until the next video, I'll see you next video, okay? Have a nice day. See ya.